Stop waiting for the right time. You don't need luck. You don't need to be chosen. You need habits, because habits are what separate the weak from the strong, the average from the extraordinary. Sung Jinwoo didn't start as the strongest hunter. He was the weakest, laughed at, looked down on, ignored. But what turned him into the Shadow Monarch wasn't a coincidence. It was his daily habits, the things he repeated until it rewired his identity. Look at your own life right now. You're distracted, addicted to dopamine, stuck in the same cycle every single day. You scroll, you procrastinate, you put things off. And then you wonder why nothing changes. Let me be brutally honest. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 habits of Sung Jinwoo. The mindset shifts, the discipline patterns, and the insane actions he lived by. Because these aren't just some anime fantasy traits. These are the principles that if you adopt them, you can level up in real life. But here's the warning. If you can't sit through this video, if you can't even take notes on how to change your habits, you've already lost, because your habits are stronger than your willpower. Better not be checking the comments right now, because that proves exactly what I'm saying. So the question is, will you finally be able to build the habits that make you unstoppable, or will you let someone else take your spot? In Solo Leveling, Jin-Woo didn't become the strongest overnight. His rise began with one brutal choice: to train relentlessly. Even when no one was watching, even when no one believed in him, that mindset to push forward no matter the pain is the foundation of every powerful person. But here's where you actually hold an advantage over Jin-Woo. You can build your own system. Jin-Woo's training was forced by the system. Daily quests, punishments, and rewards. You don't have that magical structure, but that means you're in control. You get to design a system that works for your life. And once you do, you're more powerful than any fictional character because your growth is real. Without a system, your motivation dies quickly. Think about it. How many people say they'll change, but after a week, they quit? That's what happens when you rely on willpower alone. No system means wasted potential, no consistent progress, and a future where your goals remain just dreams. The pain of regret builds, and you'll look back knowing you had the chance to change but didn't. With a system, however, you lock in progress. You set stuff you'll do no matter what. Workouts, study, work blocks, skill practice. These habits compound over time, stacking up like Jin-Woo's quests until you're unrecognizable compared to who you are now. Your system acts as your personal system, ensuring that even on bad days, you still grow. Start small. Choose one habit that will move your life forward. Anchor it to a time or trigger. Track it daily. No excuses. Then add more. Building a routine that feels automatic. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to break the chain. But here's the trap: even if you design the perfect system for yourself, it won't matter if you can't wait long enough to see it work. You'll quit before your system pays off. That's why the next habit is strategizing your patience. Jin-Woo wasn't reckless. Even after gaining the system, he didn't immediately throw himself at the strongest monsters. He instead fought weaker dungeons, slowly stacking levels, items, experience. This wasn't hesitation. It was strategy. He understood that true dominance is doing it little by little. This is where most people fail in real life. They want results now. They start a workout program and expect abs in 3 weeks. They pick up a skill and quit after a month. They don't see instant progress. They chase shortcuts, dopamine hits, and hacks instead of building an actual foundation. And what happens? They burn out. They lose motivation and eventually they quit entirely. Patience is a weapon. The ability to delay stuff you want now for long-term growth is what separates those who rise from those who stay average. Think about it. The people you admire didn't get there by rushing. They endured seasons of doubt, years of practice, and endless hours of work that nobody clapped for. That's the life system you need to build. Delayed gratification, trade cheap dopamine, scrolling endlessly, binging distractions, and quitting when it gets boring for long-term skills that compound. Jin-Woo's grind wasn't fancy. Grinding through low-ranked dungeons didn't make him famous, but it gave him the strength and the confidence to crush real enemies later. Without patience, your future is weak. You'll waste years chasing trends, hopping from one thing to the next, never staying long enough to see results. You'll always feel behind, watching others surpass you. With patience, your growth snowballs. You quietly sharpen your skills when others get distracted. And one day, just like Jin-Woo stepping into stronger dungeons, you'll be so far ahead that it looks effortless. But only because you stayed consistent when nobody was watching. Patience alone won't save you. If you stay patient but refuse to adapt, life will pass you by. The dungeon changes, the enemy changes. If you don't evolve with it, impatience will turn into stagnation. That's why the third habit, you have to adapt like crazy. Jinwoo didn't rise by sticking to one move. Every dungeon, every boss fight, he adapted. He didn't cry when the enemy was too strong. He studied, switched tactics, and bent the rules until they broke. That's why he turned the impossible into routine. In life, the same law applies. If you're too stiff, you break. Your plan might work today, but tomorrow the environment changes. A new challenge comes. If you cling to what used to work, you become outdated fast. Adaptability means building flexibility in your system. Don't rely on a single path to success. Have backups, alternative, and the courage to experiment. If a strategy fails, don't waste much forcing it. Change it. Move forward. Think like Jinwoo. Every failure is feedback. You only fail when you give up. But if you keep at it, you're always winning. Making mistakes isn't failing, but not choosing to move forward is. Without adapting, you stay stuck. You keep repeating the same actions, expecting new results until life crushes you. But adapting, you're always one step ahead. While others complain about how the game has changed, you're already rewriting the rules to fit you. And here's the real edge. Adaptability compounds. Every adjustment teaches you faster problem solving, so by the time others finally realize they need to change, you're already 10 levels above them. But here's the truth about adaptability. It's costly. Every time you bend, shift, or pivot, you burn energy. Alone, that energy eventually runs out. You can adapt all you want, but if every battle is fought solo, you'll scatter your strength and stall your progress.
Quick pause. If you're actually taking notes and are serious about this, hit that subscribe button right now and drop E-Rank no more in the comments. Let's show everyone we're building a real-life shadow army of people who refuse to be ignored. Let's go, guys.
Habit 4 is building your army. Jinwoo was strong on his own, but he became unstoppable when he built his army of shadows. Alone, he could clear dungeons. With his army, he could conquer the impossible. This is a truth that most people ignore. Strength multiplies when shared. Your army in real life isn't made of shadows. It's allies, mentors, resources, even the stuff you consume on social media. It's those who push you, the books that guide you, the mentors who've walked your path before, and the tools that save you time. Without allies, you burn out. You'll fight every battle alone, carrying weights you were never meant to carry solo. And when exhaustion hits, you won't have anyone to guard your blind spots. But with allies, everything compounds. A mentor can save you years of wasted trial and error. A good network can open doors you didn't even know existed. And loyal friends can remind you of your mission when doubt eats at you. Just like Jin-Woo commanding hundreds of shadows, your reach multiplies when you stop trying to be a lone wolf. And don't forget, tools are part of your army too. A person with the right systems and technology will always outperform raw effort. Why swing the sword alone when you can command an army of weapons at once? But here's the catch. An army is useless if you don't control it. Allies can become distractions, tools can become addictions, and too much power without discipline turns into chaos. You have to learn how to wield that power without letting it eat you alive. That's why the fifth habit is strategic control. Jinwoo never ran from pain. He embraced it, endured it, and turned it into fuel. Every wound, every loss, every crushing defeat became a stepping stone. That's strategic control. Not just surviving suffering, but mastering it. In your life, this means seeing discomfort as training, not punishment. Most people avoid the hard stuff. They run from failure, numb themselves with distractions, or pretend struggle isn't happening. But Jinwoo knew the truth. Pain is proof that you're leveling up. The system you build here is simple but powerful. Journal your struggles. Write down every setback and reframe it as experience points, XP for your personal growth. When you fail, don't ask why me. Instead, ask what skill am I building right now? That small shift rewires your brain. Suddenly, every scar becomes evidence that you're stronger than before. Without this mindset, you'll stay weak. Challenges will crush you, failures will feel like the end of the world, and you'll spend your life running from battles that were meant to make you stronger. But with it, every hit you take adds weight to your armor. Every scar is not shame, it's proof of growth. This is why Jinwoo stood against enemies stronger than him. He wasn't fearless, he was in pain, beaten up by monsters left and right, and because he didn't waste it, he was unbreakable. But there's a danger here too. If you take pain without direction, you can become lost. Enduring suffering just for the sake of it turns into emptiness. Pain must serve a purpose or it will kill you. That's why the sixth habit is clarity of purpose. Jin-Woo didn't fight just to fight. Every dungeon, every monster, every battle tied back to this one clear mission: to protect his family and go beyond what he's capable of. This is a meaning of purpose, the fire that gives direction to all of the struggle. In life, without purpose, discipline fades. You can train all you want, endure pain, adapt, and even have people to support you. But if you don't know what it's all for, you'll eventually burn out. Purpose is the thing that keeps you going despite the struggle. And here's what you do. Define your why. Take 10 minutes today and write down the reason why you want to level up. Is it freedom, legacy, to help those you love, or to prove to yourself that you're more than your limits? Anchor every habit to that one reason. Once you do, even the hardest days won't shake you because you're not just grinding for nothing. You're building towards something, a vision. Without purpose, you drift. You chase distractions, waste years on things that don't matter, and collapse when pain has no payoff. But with purpose, every hardship becomes fuel. Every obstacle becomes proof you're on the right path. Like Jin-Woo, you'll know why you bleed, and that knowledge alone makes you unstoppable. But here's the secret. Even with purpose, there's a final transformation. When Jin-Woo reached his peak, he didn't need to shout his strength. He didn't need validation. His presence alone shifted the room. That's the seventh habit. Master the silent aura. By the end of his journey, Sung Jinwoo didn't need words to dominate. His silence was his authority. Walk into a room with that kind of aura and people feel it before you even speak. That's the final level of mastery, where your presence alone commands respect. The life system here is simple but brutal. Work so hard, sharpen yourself like crazy, that your results do the talking for you. Build your body, lose weight, upgrade your fashion, and that alone, people will notice it. Jin-Woo didn't waste time boasting. He built power in the shadows, and when he stepped into the light, nobody could deny it. You can do the same. Discipline your body language. Stand tall. Maintain calm, controlled gestures. Refine your tone. Fewer words, more weight. Train your self-control. Not every battle is worth fighting, so not every comment deserves a reply. The less you react, the stronger your presence becomes. Without aura, you fall into noise. You rely on bragging, on shouting for attention, and eventually people stop listening. With aura, respect flows naturally. People sense your weight, your conviction, your quiet discipline, and you don't need to prove anything. They know. This is the difference between chasing validation and embodying power. Jin-Woo became a shadow monarch because he carried himself like one, long before the world crowned him. So here's the question. Will you spend your life trying to convince others you're strong? Or will you become so undeniably strong that silence alone proves it? Jin-Woo's transformation wasn't luck. It was built step by step through habits. Every system he put in place slowly stacked until he became unstoppable. That's the secret most people miss. Power doesn't come from wishing or waiting for the perfect opportunity. It comes from habits you live out, even when no one's watching. These 7 habits are not just Jin-Woo's. They can be yours too. Build your own system. Build your own daily dungeon where you sharpen discipline, stay consistent, and grow stronger no matter the circumstance. Success isn't a single event. It's a lifestyle that compounds over time. Just like Jin-Woo rising from the weakest hunter to the shadow monarch. Now it's on you. Will you treat your life like a boring story where nothing changes? Or will you step into your own role as the main character and build a system that forces you to grow? Because here's the truth. The strongest version of you is already possible. The only question is whether your habits today are summoning the future or killing it before it's born. So which one are you really doing?